Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Office Hours with Our Hometown, where we discuss industry news, events, and tech tips for local news publishers. Today, we'll be discussing this week's blog post on Milestone submission forms, and Vera from Publisher Support will be giving us a demo on that. Welcome, Vera. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you, Matt?
Very well, thank you. And second on the agenda, we've got a sneak peek at our latest feature, Audio Articles Playlists. And we're going to be sitting down with Tyler Wood from Sales and Marketing to discuss the significance of this new development. Tyler, it's great to have you on the podcast.
Hey, happy to be here.
So, and then last but not least, our third guest, as always, we've got Terry joining us from Terry's Corner, a segment where Terry brings us some industry news fresh off the press. Terry, what is the topic of discussion going to be today?
Actually, the question is email marketing dead? That's our question that we're going to answer.
Great. Okay, beautiful. Q&A. Okay, and then finally, we'll be making an announcement for an upcoming webinar and the topic for the month of August. They are both related to serving the ever-growing mobile audience, which currently makes up 70 to 85% of traffic to local news websites. So we'll get to that last. Let's switch it over to setting up customizable forms for taking information from your readers for any purpose, really. Milestone announcements is kind of the category. So birth notices, engagement, all this stuff that you might do over the phone right now, we can just automate it with a form.
All right. So here's an example of people who have forms. We have Wilson County. They have everything from graduation to weddings. They even do invitations, which I think is pretty cool. Here's another example, and it's pretty simplified. They have anniversary, birth, engagement, and wedding. So If you were interested in setting something up like this, here's where you would find them. You would find them in forms. And what you would do is create a brand new form. And it's just drag and drop like most of our other products, and it makes it easy. So I'm just going to name this test form. I'm not even going to fill it. Oh, I guess I have to. I'm just going to go ahead and go over the preliminary.
It's someone already did test form. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yes,
so,
all drag and drop. I love this interface. It's so easy.
Yes. I mean, anything you could possibly want in a form, you'll find over on the right.
Right.
So what I normally do is I just go ahead and get the demographic information. So that way, if we ever need to contact them, there we go.
Right.
We have all of the information here.
Oh, perfect.
Email. And then you would go back up here, and here's your standard forms. You could have like text, so you could add that.
Right.
Set up your event, give a description, make it required. It depends on what type of form and how extravagant you want to make it. Right. I'm not going to save this one. I'm actually going to go to the one that I created before this. So that way you can see how it looks all filled out. And I named it Milestone form. And here you have your demographics. You have your post title. Also, you can post to a category, which I think it will have like a category for milestone events added. Then here you would have everything there that you needed. And then you could even, if you wanted to, if it was an upsell, they can include an image. And what I did is after I was done with the form, I created a page for my form to live on. And I think I named that Milestone as well.
Okay, that's another good point. So like a lot of things on WordPress, you create them in a plugin, but then you still need to place them either in an article, on a page.
And adding it to a page is really easy. What I did was I went here. Let me see if I can delete it. And the way that it comes up is it has add a widget row. And all I did was I went here and I went to form. I went into edit. I named this Milestone Events. And then you just look for your form, and here it is. And that way it connects the page to that form. And to make sure you did it right, you could just look at the preview.
Right.
and there it is.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, we talk about using forms a lot. We're constantly using forms just for our process, just to, automate the collection of information and make sure you get everything that you need. Like you said, you can require some fields, but not others. Forms are just great for standardizing processes, even for your staff. So this could be something that your staff just uses if they, get a phone call, and they need to collect the information. They should just use the form as well, or direct the person on the phone to the. Okay. Let's see. Any other comments on forms? Oh, I was just curious. Can you show me? These can all collect payment. That's an option. Can you show us how that would work for this one? I know this is a sandbox site. It's probably not set up with Stripe, but is it possible on that test form that you just did? To just drop in like a credit card field just so we can see.
I didn't add any of that. But if I were to add like the product, the quantity, and then the total,
right.
If I had that set up with the payment gateway, it would instruct the subscriber or poster to pay with a credit card, and then it would go through there.
And it usually does it on the second page. So it's not going to be part of this form. You're going to submit the form and then you put the credit card in.
Exactly right. Yeah, this part, once you hit submit, then you would be directed to the payment screen and just follow the prompts at the end. One thing I did want to mention is with these two example sites, how they work is when a poster pays, the people in charge of the classified ads and the editor both get notifications when somebody has signed up. So that way, not only the person in charge of the classifieds, but the editor knows that they go into the paper as well. And you can change that at any time.
Nice.
Can you show us where that's done so that people know where to change the notification emails?
This is great stuff for workflow. We always talk about this, but where is it actually done?
Right. So what you would do is you would look for the one classified form or event form and go right into settings, and you just hover over it and you just go right to notifications. Once you're in notifications, you'll see admin notification and just click edit. And here is where it goes. So in this field here, we could just have it go to ops for this example, if I would spell it right. There we go. And then anytime somebody would submit a form, not only would the admin get it, but the ops would get it as well. And then you just click the blue button, update notification, and then you're set. And this could be done multiple times. So if you have interns that do this or staffing change, you can just go right in there and change it as many times as you like.
Excellent. Any other FAQs related to this, Terry?
One thing I like to point out is if you go right where you are, Vera, if you go to form settings, a lot of times people will put in a name for their form and then they want to change it later and they can't figure out how. This is where you change the name of your form. And it's probably the only thing that you would change on your form. Actually, we want to be in the form, the actual form. Okay, we are. Okay, so this is, see where it says form title? Yeah. So if you want to change that, say you want to call it, milestone announcements instead of milestone form, this is where you would change it. There's no other place that you can change it. And then a blue button. I'm sure there's a blue button.
Forms, okay.
Everything else you can leave pretty much the way it is. It's just if you get in a spot and you need to change the name of your form.
Okay, right.
And then another thing that you might want to point out, Vera, is on the forms page, you can see the number of entries for each particular form. And there's also an option to export.
Number of entries. Oh, that would be in the top there.
Yep, and all the column headers can be sorted.
Let's see, we might not have any actual submit.
Yeah, but if you want to sort your form IDs or anything like that, you can do that.
Gotcha.
Do we have any entries? Oh, there's one. Election poll has 2 entries. An event submission has 4. I'm sure these are all just test forms that we did ourselves.
Any other features we want to point out for Tyler? These are
exporting your forms is useful.
What's that?
Exporting creates a CSV.
Okay, right. So
you can select which fields you want to export. or all of them, and a date range. And then it just creates a CSV for you. This is really helpful if you have a lot of entries for something like your best retail establishments. You have something going on like a voting thing, and you
Right.
want to.
How about a pet contest? We see a lot of those in the summer.
And because you checked all the fields, all those columns are there. So if you only check one or two fields that you want to export, then you'll only have one or two columns.
Right.
That's pretty neat. That has all the information in there that you could possibly need.
All right, cool. Well, thank you very much, Vera. Great job.